Today we're going to learn more about factoring trinomials, particularly factoring. Wow, this video is getting off to a great start, let me tell you. Factoring trinomials that have an a value that is bigger than 1. So yesterday we were factoring things like x squared minus 5x plus 6. And we were looking for two numbers that multiplied to give us 6 and added up to -5. What is the a value of this trinomial? What number is in front of this x squared? A 1. Today we are going to be multiplying our a value times our c value. But like yesterday, that a value was 1. 1 times 6 is still 6. In this case, we are going to do 2 times -4. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give us -8. Those same numbers add up to 7. Which numbers do that? -1 times 8 is -8. -1 plus 8 is +7. We can't just do x minus 1, x plus 8, because if we multiplied this out, x times x would give us x squared. We really need it to give us 2x squared. So this is not going to work. We need to try something else. I would like you to rewrite the trinomial, but we're going to turn it into a 4-termed polynomial. Keep the 2x squared. Instead of this 7x term in the middle, we are going to uncombine like terms. So I'll write -1x plus 8x minus 4. Take a look at this problem. We haven't actually changed anything. In the middle, we still have 7x. If you were to recombine those like terms, you still have 7x. This leads us to factor by grouping, which we did on our first day of factoring. Split this after the second term. Now, think about this first group. What do 2x squared and -1x have in common? And x. And if it's helpful for you, write divided by x under each term. 2x squared divided by x would be 2x. -1x divided by x would be -1. Once you've factored the first group, now go to the second group. What do 8x and -4 have in common? What could you divide out of both of them? A 4. And remember from a couple days ago, whatever symbol is right after that split, use that symbol. If it's helpful for you to write divided by 4 under each term, do that. 8x divided by 4 is 2x. What is -4 divided by 4? -1. This class is still afraid to talk.
Emily.
We're not doing this, Brody.
The blue, the x and the +4 becomes one set of parentheses. Notice that the 2x minus 1 matches. That becomes your other set of parentheses. Really, this whole process is a lot of systematically undoing the process of FOIL. So what I have written in purple, that is what you would get if you FOILed, if you double distributed the x plus 4, 2x minus 1, and then you'd combine the -1x and the 8x to get the 7x. So we are systematically undoing the FOIL process. All right, B is what your assignment is going to look like, at least the first problem on your assignment. Basically, we need to factor 3t squared plus 4t minus 15. they're telling you part of the answer is 3t minus 5. We have to find the other part of the answer. But I'm just going to completely ignore that stuff on the right and factor it like I would normally. So multiply your a value times your c value. We're going to be looking for two numbers that multiply to give us negative 45. Those same numbers have to add up to 4. So think for a minute about what numbers would do that. And if you want to start doing the process of factor by grouping yourself, go for it. I think 5 times 9, if we do a negative 5 and a positive 9. So we would, honestly, I'm going to change this to x's. 3x squared. Instead of 4x, we would use negative 5x and positive 9x, and then the minus 15 at the end. Split this down the middle. Factor the first group. What do 3x squared and negative 5x have in common? Just the x. What do 9x minus 15 have in common? I can divide both of those by 3. Notice the 3x minus 5, that's the part of the answer that they had. The other part would be the x plus 3. All right, I would like you to try, let's go with B. Try B on your own. And if you're watching the video, pause the video. Seriously, pause the video. Try B on your own. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it. Okay, I did this problem twice. So first of all, you have to do 6 times, go back. 6 times the negative 4. You're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you negative 24. Those same numbers have to add up to 5. That would be negative 3 and 8. It does not matter if you break it up into negative 3x plus 8x or 8x minus 3x. The order that you put those middle terms does not matter. Your work is going to look different depending on which order you write them, but ultimately you'll get the same answer. Basically, it just switches which set of parentheses is the double parentheses. Ultimately, you should get 3x plus 4 times 2x minus 1 or 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4. Our final example uses the term completely. Anytime you see completely factor or factor completely, that usually means that there's more than one step that you have to follow. Take a look at example A. All of these terms have an x, so we can definitely factor out an x in front of the parentheses. Do those three terms have anything else in common? Do you notice all three of them are even? So could we divide all of those by 2? And then think about like 4. Could you divide them all by 4? I don't think you can, but you can at least divide them all by 2. 4x to the third divided by 2x would be 2x squared. And if you need to put a little divided by 2x underneath each one so you can visually see what we're doing, that is fine. Negative 30x squared divided by 2x would be minus 15x. And 14x divided by 2x would be plus 7. Okay. Once you've factored out the greatest common factor, you're basically going to say, okay, little 2x, you just chill and wait until we're done, and we'll put you in front of our answer. In the meantime, factor the inside. So we are looking for two terms that multiply to give us 14 and add up to negative 15. Do you know two numbers that multiply to 14 and add up to negative 15? Negative 1 and negative 14. So 2x squared minus 1x minus 14x plus 7. Split it. Factor the first group. They have x in common. Factor the second group. They have 7 in common. What symbol comes right after that split? A minus. So you want to factor out a negative 7. That will leave you with 2x minus 1 in your parentheses. So your factored form is x minus 7, 2x minus 1. Is my answer complete? The 2x. We factored out this 2x in that first step, so that needs to be in front of your factored answer. So factor completely just means factor out a greatest common factor, then keep going, factor the trinomial that's left, and then put all of those things together for your final answer. On your assignment page, the final page in your worksheet packet where it lists your assignments, I am going to shorten this assignment up. I'd like you to do number 2, number 10, number 14, and then 16, 18, and 22. That shortens it down to 6 problems. Hopefully you can give me 110% on those 6 problems and then be good. Wow. This class.
Can we listen to see if that's on the video?
It probably is on the video. All right, I'm ending the video now. You're welcome for the.
You forgot your joke.
My joke.
You're supposed to do a corny joke.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do a corny joke at the end of every video, like a dad joke.
Why?
I don't have one, so sorry. My bad. Oh well.